My name is Amon Castelow. I work on Fort Bliss as a power generation technician, and I've been doing that for about career-wise 12 years. Ed, who's actually the owner of Premier Solar, when he told me he had started doing solar and things like that, I looked into it, and then I looked into the company, and then I asked him if he'd come out and talk to me about how it all works and what difference does it make with your bills and everything like that. He came out and we talked about it for a few hours, and I moved over to solar. The matter of 10-15 minutes, the financing was taken care of. Another 10 minutes after that, the paperwork was taken care of, and then the solar panels actually got installed 2 days later. His crew came out, they installed everything. The only thing we really were waiting on was Paso Electric. It took them about 6 weeks to get everything done up on the El Paso Electric side. So by the time my solar panel payment started, my solar panels were already activated for a good 2 to 3 weeks, and everything was nice and it was pretty low. The low bills already coming in by the time I made my first payment. And then the next month, with a whole month with solar, that's when everything it dropped. Everything's been below 20 cents, about $20 a month since. Before I got the solar panels, I was paying around $220, $230 average monthly. And then when I got my solar panels almost exactly a year ago, my bills since then have been no more than $20. I think the lowest bill I had was about $1 and some change. And then that's with the El Paso minimum charge of $25. But my panels, they produce a lot, so I get that as a credit. So my bills I've never had anything over $20 since I've had solar panels for the past year. So instead of paying the electric company, I figured, why don't I invest in something that's gonna give me, a return on my money at some point in time? Because if I continue to pay to the electric company, I'm really not gonna pay my electric bill and then move on to the next month. I'm not really gaining anything like I would when I got the solar panels. If you want to take them, they'll move them for you. Premier Solar does offer to move them. If you sell the house, you can take them with you to your next house. That was one of the big selling points for me, because what if the next home buyer doesn't want solar panels? I can take mine with me because I know I want solar, I know what they do. Or you can sell them with the home as well. And then on top of that, the company that we finance with, they do offer, after a year of having the solar panels, I believe it's a year, you can refinance your loan with the solar panels added into it. So you got one easy payment. And then I think right now is the best time to get it. It's either now or pay more later. In my opinion, it's either now or pay more later, because I've talked to some friends who bought theirs 3-4 years ago, and they paid a few thousand less than what I paid with the same setup. The cost of materials go up. So if you're thinking about doing it and it makes sense, I think now is the best time. It hasn't really, getting the loan hasn't really affected my life at all. Like, not at all. The payment's super low. It hasn't affected my credit much. The only thing it did was help it. Time came around for tax time, and I had no clue what I needed to submit for my tax forms. He was able to walk me through the whole thing. He actually, he keeps a copy of all this stuff, and he sent me over everything I needed within 10 minutes of me getting on the phone call. So communication with Premier Solar has been great. You're gonna have an electric bill anyways. There's no way to avoid having an electric bill. Everybody has one. Why not just pay to have your own system put in? This year we plan on putting a solar panel battery system in for backup power. Your solar panel system is gonna be able to help you keep powering your house, keep powering you for days, maybe even weeks if you have the right setup, especially with outages and things like that. In other parts of Texas, I was in Odessa during that outage where all the power went out. It was snowing everywhere. We had no power for 3-4 days. I would have loved to have solar panels in with the battery system. I didn't have none of that, so we were really without power, without anything. So I never want to put my family in that situation again. So that's why we got the solar panels, and we're planning on getting the solar battery system because it just makes sense, since solar panel batteries came out. Standby generators are kind of, in my opinion, obsolete for a home. You can get solar panels and a battery system that pretty much does the same thing. I've already recommended to friends and family who's gotten it installed with Premier Solar. I've had 4 friends that have gotten it installed already, and they love it. One of my friends, he's had his for the past 9 months, and he loves it. He has quite a few panels. He actually has 35 panels, so he's loving it. And everybody who I recommended Ed to, they always tell me that he's one of the most professional guys they've ever met, and he always comes out and he always does right by the homeowner, the customer, by me, myself, getting referrals and things like that. He's pretty much, he's a pretty stand-up guy, and he stands by his company and he stands by his word. Thank you, Premier Solar System, for a great system. Hasn't caused me any problems, the whole year, and I'll make sure to recommend to everybody I know who wants solar.